Hi guys, and welcome back to the last prep video. So this is just the bits that I had left to prep, and we're starting with a double batch of pastry. These are for mince pies. Yeah, I'll put the recipe below for you. I didn't make the mince meat for the mince pies, that's coming straight out of a jar. I have no time for that. So it's just, as I say, it's a double batch, so I do scrape down the sides a bit for it. It's a bit different this year. My eldest don't believe no more. I don't think she did last year, but I think she just wasn't sure, you know. So she's not like overexcited now or anything like that. So it's kind of sad. My 9-year-old still believes, so she's all excited for Christmas and making the reindeer food and Santa's cookies, which we're going to get to. So yeah, it's not the same. So for all you parents who have already experienced it, it's kind of sad, isn't it? My eldest was like, why do you tell your kids there's a Santa Claus? I says, Caitlin, how did it make you feel when you thought there was Santa Claus? She says, excited. I says, that's why the parents do it. I says, some people choose not to tell the kids there's a Santa Claus, and that's fine. I says, but we was always told there was a Santa, and it always made us super excited. And I said to her, I says, and that's how we chose to be with you two. Shit, it's sad when you find out. I says, I know, but at the end of the day, you've gone up to secondary now, so she's a sort of new last year anyway. And then she was like messing about. She went, oh my God, does that mean the Easter Bunny doesn't exist? I just looked at her and she started laughing. I mean, you can't let your kid go over to senior school, no, thinking that Santa's real. I mean, I couldn't. I didn't want her to get bullied for that, you know. So the pastry, like I say, is a double batch. It's going into the fridge and it's going to chill. It's going to take a chill pill and it's going to go in the fridge. I do recommend butter, not margarine. So I only filmed one set. I did one set, Steve did a set. So I did the first one on camera, first bunch of mince pies, and Steve finished the batch off because he's good like that. And you know what? Half of them are blooming gone already. Don't know why I made them. There won't be none left for... Oh, well, I'll have to freeze some, won't I? I've got to save one for Santa. Otherwise, Amy won't be impressed. Oh dear. So I'm using my largest fluted cutter because I'm using a muffin pan. And I'm just going to go around and cut out as many as I can cut out, right, basically. And I'm just moving them to the side over there onto the muffin pan. So we've skipped a load for you, obviously. And you'll see I'll bring the muffin pan over in a minute. There we go. No, don't leave them like that. So I'm just using this to press down the pastry. They never go in perfect, ever. those people who get perfect pastry for their like mince pies and that, well, boo. I'm not jealous or anything. But when they're done, they look homemade. They taste absolutely fine. So yeah, it is what it is. This tool's great though, you know, for pushing the pastry right down into the corners. This is the Robinson's mincemeat, and you can see it's really thick. And then I used another one that was brandy spiced. Look at this one. I think that was from Lidl. The deluxe one. Really nice. So I'm just going to do the tops for these, but I'm not putting a proper lid on. I'm going to put stars. At this point I'm already fed up because, you know, I don't like pastry at the best of times. So I'm just going to top them with stars. I think stars are more Christmassy, don't you? Star of Bethlehem. And like I say, we did another batch. Steve did that because by this point I'd had enough. It wasn't the only thing I made that day. So yeah, I'd had enough by this point. So I just brushed them with some milk. We're not looking for perfection here, guys. It's Christmas. We're just looking for a mince pie you can shove in your gob and say, yep, that tastes nice. So those cooked for 25 minutes. They're the ones Steve made. At gas mark 6. They didn't crumble. They came out. That's what I wanted. What am I making? Ooh. I have to have a cheesecake for Christmas Day. And we all know father-in-law, well, those that are regulars, father-in-law's fussy. So I've gone for lemon and lime and a baked one. So that's what I'm making here. I add about another tablespoon of melted butter to that because it, for me, it wasn't quite wet enough. It was a bit dry. Again, I'll put the recipes underneath the video. Use this handy tool to use. And then it sticks. I'll just pop that back in with the fingers. And press it all down. So we're going to go in with 3 eggs. There's not a lot actually to this cheesecake, which makes it even better really. And it was really fast to just whip up and get done. The whole point with a baked cheesecake is not to incorporate too much air into it, because it'll rise, then it'll fall, then it'll crack. You want a perfectly smooth top. So I found this cream cheese, this is the little one, the 300g packet of full fat. This is the best I've found, and you want 600 grams. These are 300 grams a piece. And I think it does make a difference. This is real thick, this cream cheese. That's why I like it. Condensed milk, a full can. You can see everything's all going in at once. Not a difficult recipe at all. I hope everybody's got most of their Christmas stuff sorted out that they need to get done. All my lunch is prepped now. We'll have the meals of the week, a short one on Monday. But then I'm recording Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, so you'll have the meals of the week on the Monday, and then that video for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day will come out on Friday. And I'll try to get everything that I cook up. And then what I'll do is put Boxing Day and New Year's Day together on one video. So that's lemon and lime peel, the juice. I also put in some lemon extract, a heaping tablespoon of corn flour, so I'm just going to scrape it down again. So this only gets cooked at gas 2. For 1 hour. Turn the oven off, leave the cheesecake in the oven with the door cracked open until it's completely cooled down. And then I put it in the refrigerator overnight and then wrapped it well and popped it in the freezer, ready for Christmas Day. And it was as easy as that. So I've got the base all covered with plenty of foil. See, this is an 8-inch pan, springform pan. Makes a nice big cheesecake. And I'm going to put some hot water in. And this is what keeps it nice and soft. No cracks, no lumps, no bumps. And just left it to cool down completely. That's it after a night in the fridge. And then Christmas Day I will just top it with some lemon curd. And now we got on to Santa's cookies. Again, I'll provide the recipe below. This is a 5-minute job. Got to try and make things as easy as possible. I think the longest job was the mince pies, to be honest. I don't always make mince pies. I think the last couple of years I made mince pie twists. And to be honest, that's a lot easier. So I'm going to add in the eggs. I'm going to have to scrape down because you see it don't reach the edges of the bowl. This makes a big batch. This is a double batch. What I put underneath will be a regular sized batch. So if you want a double batch for the freezer, then just do what I did and double it. So on Christmas Eve, I've got my meat to cook, which is the turkey and the horseshoe gammon. We don't cook tea on Christmas Eve. We have a pizza and a movie. We just order like the small pizzas and share them, because the kids will eat some of the chocolates as well out of their stockings, obviously, so they don't want too much. Oats. My kids absolutely love these. They prefer these over the regular soft middled chocolate chip cookies, which I find surprising. Steve likes his cookies crisp, he don't like the soft ones. So it's difficult in this house to find a cookie that everybody likes. Me, I just eat them all. So I've chopped up some chocolate and some raisins. Again, this is the double amount. And you literally just want that mixed through and you can turn it off. And I'm going to put this onto some cling film and some foil, roll it into a sausage, pop it in the freezer, and then when I want some of it, bring it out, give it a couple of minutes, and then I'll be able to slice off what I need, because obviously Santa needs a couple of cookies at Christmas, so for Christmas Eve. So yeah, and this way having it in the freezer ensures that I'm going to have some cookies ready for Santa. So you just roll it into the shape of a log. Just pinch the ends, push it up a bit. I'd say you could get about 20 out of this. Just remember to wrap it up. See, it's a good size. And pop it in the freezer. And that is the last job for the Christmas prep. So it's all done now. I've literally got to slice a bit of cabbage, do a couple of potatoes for mash, and do my prawn cocktails, which I'll show you on Christmas Day. And that is it. So happy Christmas to everybody. Thank you to everybody that has watched so far. I appreciate it very much. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.